Hey, good afternoon, everybody. So we're over here at TL Store, kind of in the North Woods Lakes region of New Hampshire here. A little chilly today, not too bad. Got a snowstorm coming in. We had a really bad ice rain event yesterday. Everything's a little greasy and slickery here. Using the UTV to get around is pretty helpful. We're probably going to have to put the chains on pretty soon. Although we do have some snow coming in, and we're getting ready for our winter sports weekend. One of the things that we do as a ranger is really kind of checking the property, and we're really responsible to be the steward of the property here. So trees coming down, things are in possible damage that could happen. Is there a tree that could fall on something? All those sort of things that we really want to look for. Now, one of the things here that I wanted to share with you, so we've seen those wildfires out west, and one of the ones was just identified as being caused by exactly this right here. This is a tree that came down on our power lines. Now our power lines run through, they actually kind of come up through the property and run down as they're going. So we had a tree come down on the power lines, and you can see where it arced and started to burn. Now once it started to burn, it shorts back to the breaker. We have a breaker that hangs up various spots on the property, and it pops those boxes open. It becomes easy for us to find them when we're out checking, because you'll see the box on the pole has actually opened up. Allows us to kind of communicate with Eversource as to what's going on. Also, if you've ever noticed, every one of the poles has a number on it. We're able to call them up and say, hey, it's this number right here, and here's what's going on. Now, so what happened is it starts to burn. So what happened out west is they have a lot of, because of the drought, everything's really dry. All their brush on the ground is dry. You start to arc. This comes down, lands in that dry brush, and you start a fire. In our case, it comes down, lands on a little bit of snow covering, and it's really not an issue for us. But it does make us have to be really good about clearing that any dry brush, anything that's cut down, especially get pine branches, pine needles that are down, and those dry out. Those are going to be really good tinder for a fire to start. So that's part of what we do. There's a constantly checking the property. With over 800 acres up here, that's a full-time job, just going around and checking and making sure. And there's so much to get to as far as getting off of just the main road or a passable road. We don't plow this road in the wintertime. We're going to groom it, so to be trail grooming. So we're going to get to the point that to check the property is going to require a snowmobile to get around, but it's important that we do that. And we check on the outbuildings as well. We get a big snow load, we have a tree hanging over a building, we want to take those down before any damage happens. You also have what's considered the trim area, and that's along the power lines, and that actually is something we coordinate with Eversource. And they're our utility provider, and they'll bring in their truck and their contractor, and they'll help us trim back around our power lines, so that there's nothing that's going to come down and take the power lines down. Now, we've had some people ask us, well, what do you do if a power line does come down in the wintertime? Well, Eversource has some pretty cool machinery. They don't need this road plowed. They can actually get out and go to their and do it. Do we need to keep the power on throughout? Well, we have a lot of projects that we're doing this year, so we're trying to keep power on to various places. Now, what we do so that we're not wasting energy, though, is we go and kill the main breakers in those buildings, so there's no draw on it. So we have power there when we need it, because we have a lot of projects. Kind of as far as what we're doing going forward into the summer, we're going to be really busy here this winter doing a lot of projects in a lot of our buildings. We've already had roof replacement go on. We got another building that we're getting ready to do some interior work on. As far as upgrades into the interior there, we're going to see some electrical upgrades. We're going to see some lighting upgrades. A lot of stuff going on this winter that we're pretty darn excited about as to what we're doing. So a lot of stuff. But I just wanted to show this to you. It's really kind of puts together that piece of what happened out west and why that sustainable forestry is important as to what we do. So probably be back in a couple of days with some other thing to tell you about what we're doing up here. Hope you guys find it interesting, and I hope we see you up here at an event very soon. Thanks.